Quantum healing, the future of medicine.
I have, in the meantime, since I did the last episode, I was given a date of a doorway. Not just me, but many people have been talking about really making good choices at this point. You know, it's light or dark. There's no in between. We're really having to make that choice which way we're going. And there is a doorway on that filter that I talked about, that those that are surrendering to what's going on and surrendering more to light and love and gentleness and a more positive way of being will be able to go through that filter. But there's going to be a lot of people that are not going to make it. They're not going to be able to get through that doorway. And that is coming up September. That date was given to me. It'll be September this year, 2022. So all of us, we need to get ourselves together, get very clear which direction we're going to be going, how we're going to be doing things. If you need to quit your jobs, you quit your jobs. If you need to stay in your job, you need to make sure that paradigm is positive and it's not feeding the negative forces, as we see examples of that everywhere in our world. Again, these are choices that we have a few months to get together for September, but that's going to be a huge, huge, big doorway. Will we be entering higher dimensions by the end of the year? It's going to be very, very exciting for a lot of people because the vibration will be very different. Much more balanced, much clearer, much lighter, much more loving. And personally, I can't wait. So we need to get going with, the work that we're doing. We're seeing some coming out and, starting the ball rolling. Some famous names that we know about are already going. That's fantastic. And the rest of us will be following to bring a much more positive, natural approach to healing instead of a lot of these, chemicals that they put in these drugs that have so many bad side effects that are making people very, very ill at this point in time. So we talked about, really the theme is being unshakable. It's quite a difficult state of mind to keep yourself in when you're watching so many events exploding over the world, which is really light against dark. And then again, we're fed so many lies and misconceptions are woven into this to politicize everything and to sway people into one direction or another. It's confusing, and it's meant to be confusing. And a lot of it, if you have the time to really research these things, and none of it is the truth. The truth lies somewhere in there, but it's not what we've been fed. So be very careful about absorbing the information being put out by organizations that have ulterior motives, for sure. We are having to really weigh up right from wrong and who's telling the truth and who isn't, and what is the truth. And if you don't have time to dig through that, which most people don't because they're busy working and they're trying to run businesses and keep their lives together and pay bills, we get trapped into confusion and disillusionment. It's depressing to see what's going on and how it's affecting the people, and especially how it's affecting children. This is absolutely horrendous and completely unnecessary. So the only explanation is we're fighting against a very desperate demonic forces that want to bring everything down and keep it in the status quo, at least, and move us in a lower direction where there's no emotions and no love. It's just all about machines and slavery and negativity and keeping us imprisoned in body and mind. This is how they think, but we're moving in a different direction. So please know that you don't have to follow that direction. Some will, and they will follow it to their demise, because this will not last very much longer, and it will become more and more obvious that that is not the way to go. The Great Reset is not what you want. You definitely want to be going in the opposite direction, is going into the Golden Age. If you have a choice and you see it, I advise you strongly to do the Golden Age way. and ask for help on that, because not everyone really knows what that is, and not everybody knows how to get there. Not everybody is involved in high spiritual groups. So ask for the help. I think we went through this in quite a few podcasts, that you have every right as a citizen of the universe, as a child of God, that you can ask for anything that you need, and any understanding that you need, and any entity that you need that could help you and give you wisdom and give you a direction, point the way. Just ask. I think there's a famous saying that we've all heard, ask and you shall receive. That is the way the universe works. How things work here on planet Earth, it's very man-made, and it's not altogether the truth at all. So it's best to just turn to the universe at this time and ask for help of the guardian angels. We all have one. We all have our own team. Most people haven't even a clue. We have our own spiritual team that's working specially for us. We can talk to them. We can ask for advice. Now, it's not like seeing a physical person. People that are very tuned in can absolutely get downloaded from these teams of people that work for us. Others, you may just have to put a little faith in there and ask for something. Ask for something, simple. Just say, I want to understand whatever it is, and could you help me understand that? And sometimes it will take, a couple of days, 2-3 days. Sometimes you'll be walking around, it'll be put right in front of you. So we start to enter the magical world, what I call the magic world. And people say, well, what's the magic world? The magic world is quantum. It's just magical. It's you step into it and it's all love and light and knowledge, and anything that you want to manifest, you can manifest out of it. It loves to work with you. It loves to supply you with something positive. If you have a need, it will fill that need for you. So use that. It's your birthright. Forget about what you're told by other people, and forget about we all in different cultures and countries, and they all have their way of trying to manipulate people and keep them controlled. You're not controllable. Your father is the universe. You can have anything you want. All this man-made stuff is just gobbledygook that we don't need. So step out of the box. It is your right to do so. Operate quietly within yourself. You don't need other people. You don't need buildings. You don't need anything other than you and your God creator energy, which is the quantum. We're calling it the quantum. That's all you need. You can talk to it. It can love you. It can give you information, knowledge, direct you, everything. It can help you with what is my talent in the world. How can I contribute other than being positive and putting positive vibes out there in my work? Even if you're one person and you affect just one other person, or you teach just one other person something positive, a way to help them, a way to uplift them, then do so. Don't feel like, unless you're affecting millions of people, that you're not effective and you're no good. I remember I used to go give some lectures and talks at some light groups, and I used to love to do that. They used to be small groups, but they were just, wonderful people that you had the privilege of talking to. And at the time, I was affecting and working with lots and lots of people in my healing business with trauma touch healing. And I had a client out of that. She came to me and she was battling cancer at the time. I started to get a lot of people with cancer that were realizing that we needed to go to the root cause of cancer. So they were getting treated by the oncologists, which was a good thing because sometimes their cancer was quite advanced. But they also realized that, the cancer was coming from an imbalance in the body and very low vibration, very low energy, due to what we have talked previously about all these blockages in the quantum fields that need to be cleared out and dissolved, so that the maximum amount of God energy can come flowing through the body again. And cancer doesn't do very well in high energy. And down the road, I knew this decades ago that there will be technology brought onto the planet that will simply blow these crystals, these cancer crystals away. And it's not even going to be an issue to get these kinds of diseases, which we call diseases, but it's a dis-ease, an imbalance. So all these things are coming. Until then, there's other solutions that we can do and other things we can do and move into that positive direction on healing. But I remember in our talks, we used to have talks. She said to me, I'm doing some special teaching. It's just one little girl. And she said, I feel like, that's not enough. Well, to me, it was like, why do you feel that's not enough? If you positively affect one other person in this world by a conversation, by a teaching, by a helping, whatever it is, if it's just one person, you're changing that person's world for the positive, and that person is involved with other people. This is how this is going to work. You don't have to be affecting 10 people. You don't have to put that pressure on yourself. Now, I'm no good unless but it doesn't matter what I'm doing. We all given talent, we're all given knowledge, we're all given a certain level of spirituality that we can handle what we can handle. Some people can handle more. Doesn't make you better, it's just we've had more training, we've been around for more eons of time. It's irrelevant. We're all going to be working together. It's like Mercury. There's dots of mercury everywhere, and as the little dots connect up and we roll them into each other, it's become one huge blob of mercury. This is the way this is going to happen. Please, whoever it is you can help, even if it's just one person, go ahead and do that, because this will change that person's world. And when their world gets changed, whoever they're in contact, their world will change positively too. So don't be afraid and don't feel inadequate that somehow God only gave you this one person to work with. God, I think it's invaluable. Here was this little girl that was getting coached by her, who was an incredible woman, by the way. We'd spent quite a few months together, and this was an extraordinary soul. And it's all I could think of is, wow, when I was a little girl, I wish this woman was doing what she's doing for this little girl and teaching. It would have made life so much easier and so much more beautiful. So please don't hesitate to do that.